Take a small sample of your day. You need to know how things work in your home. You got to be able to read a lot of that. You want to be able to work at a job. You're going to have some reading involved in that. Take care of kids and provide them with good health care and education services. Your entertainment, your socializing. If I want to look at a menu, those are pretty basic fundamental needs that people have. You've got to do some reading. You've got to be able to communicate with people. Those are tough skills, and they're part of everyday life. It's something that Literacy Buffalo can help them improve on.
I had spinal meningitis when I was 20 years old. I was in a coma for about a month, but when I woke up, I lost my ability to read and write, spell, and I didn't even know who nobody was. It was like, I lost all that. I don't know how I got to literacy, but somebody told me about the program. It had to be from the hospital. When I came, I was in it for about 3 years. I wasn't where I needed to be, but I was able to survive. And I could read a little bit, write a little. I couldn't spell stuff like that for nothing, but I think I stepped out too early. I started having kids and whatnot, and I had to let it go. I mean, it was difficult. If I had to fill out a report, he'd look at the paper and he'd look at me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, yeah, they give you that funky look, you know what I'm saying? Like, the first thing that comes to their mind is that you can't read. You can't read, you don't know what you're looking at. That's,
I'm originally from the Bronx. I was very influenced by my mother. Reading was always a big part of our lives. I can still remember the day she took me to the main branch of the New York City Library by the hand, and we got my first library card. I went on to become an audiologist, and for almost 30 years, I worked in hospitals or clinics. So when it came time to retire, I really wanted to continue to be active and engaged. And I just like to be around people and interact with them. And I thought, well, I want to do some kind of volunteer work. I found this place that used to be called Literacy Volunteers of America, and I was assigned a student, and she happened to be from Bangladesh. It was a nice introduction for me. When you actually spend time with people and get to know them who have had a very different experience, she really taught me a lot. It's not just learning how to speak English better, it's learning a new way of living, a different kind of cultural background. Those are really interesting things to learn about.
When I retired, a friend of mine had volunteered at Literacy Buffalo. So I called, and then I would go through the training, and then I would be assigned a student. The whole program is designed to match you with someone who you're compatible with and the needs of that person versus what you're able to do for them. I met Payman in November of 2019. I learned about him almost immediately that he was going to be a very determined, hardworking student.
Peter first called me one night. I was very happy because I saw Peter is a good man, and I know he wants to help me for improve my English. My name is Payman. Grew up in my city, Tehran. After I arrived to US, moved to Buffalo, and I saw the beautiful city, very nice people.
He has been in the United States for 3 years, but of his whole family, his wife and his 2 children all speak English better than he does. And he wants to improve himself.
I'm reading good, but my speaking have a problem. When you can't talking good, it's a big problem for you.
So a lot of what he wanted to learn was how to speak English better, which is the hardest part of learning another language.
I try to talking more, watch TV every night. Many times I push the pause, check all the words one by one. My dictionary is beside me all the time. and one for writing. I try, you know.
No, I know you try. You try very hard.
Because I love
Wanna
to learn English.
Every time we meet, either online or at the library or over the phone, the first part of our lesson is usually a conversation, and then the other part of our class usually is like a grammar session. We're going to do how much and how many for these. So number one.
Yes, is how many tomatoes do we need?
Very good.
Thank you so much.
It's a very humbling experience to listen and be on the receiving end of hearing people's stories and their experiences.
I got 5 kids all over grown. I got one that still live with me. They used to have a lot of fun messing with teasing me, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. I could read, but it wasn't good. You know, now that, like I said, my kids are all grown and gone and everything, you know, I said, it's my turn now, you know, and I wanted to see if I was still able to retain memory and stuff, so I came back.
It takes a lot of courage for somebody in their adult life to say, this is something that's really embarrassing for me. I'm going to admit this to myself, to a stranger, and then I'm going to try to do something about it.
They opened that door for me again, boom, I stepped right in it. I've been working with a real good teacher. She told me one thing, all she said was one thing, you only going to get out what you put in. That's it. You know, I can spell a lot more now. You know, I read a lot more now. You know, my goal is to not have no markings on my paper. I know one thing I do know. All these books I've read, you be starting to understand a lot of stuff, man. You be like, oh wow, you know, it's like a whole new world to me.
Being able to read proficiently, you just take it for granted.
I learn a lot from my student. It's really not just me teaching him, it's him teaching me as well. We're both growing, we're both changing and helping each other do that.
Not only do you feel like you're being actively engaged and productive and hopefully helpful, but you get so much back.
I always wanted to be a teacher. Now I'm really experiencing that, and it's very fulfilling. Since we've started, how do you feel about your progress?
I have feel better and better. I know more than before. All the practice was perfect for me. Now I am better than before. My manager said, you talking good. You talking better than before.
I'm so proud of you because your language is improved very good.
Thank you.
And I can see that you work hard on it, and I'm so happy.
It just feel good as somebody ain't got, you know, you can figure stuff out, and you know, ain't nobody gotta look at you like you're stupid.
The people who run this are so organized, they're so helpful, where they show that they care about both the student and the volunteer.
It's a very finely tuned organization that does an exponential amount of good with a very small core. Being able to contribute something, whether it's your time, your expertise, your money, to a place that really provides a significant improvement in the quality of somebody's life that is part of our community, raises the level of quality for our entire area and for our society.
When I think about where I was at from then to now, they helped me out a whole lot. Yeah, it feels good.
I'm happy right now. I think we have a good future for my family in US. God bless America.